Well, good day and welcome to episode 9 of The Driving Force presented by the Louisiana Transportation Research Center. My name is Todd Blunt and I am joined today by my friend, colleague, and co-host, Garrett Wheat.
Hello.
We are thrilled that you have chosen to join us on this journey as we highlight the people and projects driving change in Louisiana transportation. For the past 38 years, LTRC has merged the resources of state government and Louisiana universities to identify, develop, and implement new technology to enhance our state's transportation system and beyond. We serve a broad range of different constituencies across the state and the nation through a really diverse array of offerings. And as we'll discover today, our end users include not only partners within the transportation industry, but also other community leaders in cities, towns, and villages across Louisiana. One group of those fantastic community partners that we always love working with is Louisiana's K-12 teachers. To learn more about a fantastic program that equips educators with transportation-related training and resources for their classrooms, we are delighted to welcome Rebecca Rizzutto, head of LTRC's external training team. We're going to step away for just a moment, and when we return, we will dive into our conversation with Rebecca. Welcome back to The Driving Force. We are thrilled today to welcome Rebecca Rizzutto, LTRC's External Training Program Director, to the podcast. She's going to tell us more about the AASHTO Stem Outreach Solutions program for Louisiana teachers. It's great to have you here, Rebecca.
Thank you all so much for inviting me to be a part of the podcast.
Well, tell us a little bit about your education and career background. What did you do prior to coming to LTRC, and how long have you been here now?
I started with my undergrad in family child consumer science. I then got my master's in education, focusing on student services, teaching and learning student services, and I have been at LTRC for 10 years. I started out as a training coordinator for contract training classes. Then I moved to the position of education outreach program manager, and now I'm in the position I am in now.
We started out the same year.
We did.
Okay, gotcha. You came in together.
Close.
Yeah.
Close. Yeah, so cool. Thanks for that. Can you give us a snapshot? How is AASHTO Stem Outreach Solutions, formerly known as Track and Rides, and until I leave here, I will forever refer to it as Track and Rides.
Understandably so.
So I'm sorry. Just give us like a snapshot of how that works, what training opportunities, what resources are available, and what are some of the differences between the multiple modules they offer for elementary, junior high, and high school students.
We partner with AASHTO and FHWA to be able to provide these programs to teachers across Louisiana. So the two programs are for upper level, 7th through 12th, and then lower, which is K through 8, actually. So our 7th and 8th grade teachers can attend both. Yes, they can attend both workshops. So the upper level modules are much more intricately detailed with software, high level tech, that sort of thing. They get to go back to school with Bridge Builder software. They have modules that have maglev tracks. They're these really long maglev tracks where they like build these cars with foam and magnets. It's a really fun experiment. And so those modules, we have environmental, safety, traffic technology. There are several modules that they take back, they use in their class alongside what they're already teaching their students. Similar, the younger ones, they bring back a bin full of all kinds of materials to do these STEM activities in the classes. So they're bringing real-world transportation activities into the classroom that go right along with their math class, their science class, their STEM, their robotics, whatever classes they're teaching in the STEM field, it can go right alongside. They're aligned with the standards that are required for Louisiana schools. So there's an appendix in the back that says this activity goes with this standard. So when teachers walk out, they're able to use this immediately in their classrooms. And so we provide a 2-day training for them to come on site, be the student. They do the activities, they learn, and they talk to other teachers of how they can implement this in their classroom.
And not to steal too much of your thunder, but Chris, our video production guy, comes in and records video and has some really cool videos on YouTube that
Absolutely.
kind of recap them, right? Yes,
and AASHTO at the national level has used some of those videos in their whenever they're marketing and they're showing other states what we're using and what it's like. So yeah, Chris has done a fantastic job helping us market this to teachers not only here but nationally.
I'll tell you, it looks really fun. First month I was here, we hosted one of these trainings for teachers, and man, it looked like a blast. I mean, I can imagine bringing that back to a classroom, how hands-on, how practical. I mean, like, my kids are always, school's so boring, but this is trying to move it into the realm of,
Yes.
like, really hands-on, really interesting. Yeah, kind of get them out the box.
You take theory and you put it into practice, and they have fun while they're doing it. The teachers have fun while they're here, and they're excited to go, and that excitement goes on to the students when they actually see it in practice and get to have fun with it.
Well, you mentioned that you have a background in education yourself. So why do you think STEM, and specifically transportation-related education, is valuable for Louisiana students? Like, how is this enriching their education and preparing them for the future?
I think anytime that you can expose children to a young age opportunities of how they can actually take what they're learning into a future career, it's valuable. So the earlier kids know what their opportunities are whenever they leave, what needs are in their community, they can start looking forward to their future. So exposing them to engineering, transportation professions. We have so many professions that are transportation related beyond engineering, but engineering is the core of it. So a lot of that is explained in the curriculum that the teachers are given, the activities. So they see the need in their community. They drive on these roads. They drive on these bridges. They see, and then they can make the connections of, well, I'm learning this. So an engineer one day, when they were building this bridge, so they can see these things within their community. Our transportation community is retiring. We need people to come into this profession and make an impact in their community.
What are some of the feedback you hear from teachers who have participated in this? Y'all have done it a bunch of years now, so I'm sure you've had some kind of feedback. You have teachers that may have applied and participated more than once. So what things are you hearing from them? How do these resources enhance their environment and instruction?
Well, first of all, they are always blown away about the amount of material they get to bring back into their classrooms. They are so grateful because a lot of teachers are using their own resources in their classrooms. So we're giving them all of these items. Garrett, you've been a part of loading all the stuff in the car. We're playing Jenga in vehicles, trying to get all the materials in their vehicle, and they're just so thankful. And they're immediately, oh, I have to tell so-and-so at this school, they need to be a part of it. Or how did I not hear about this yet? Or are you sure I can't attend again? Because they do. If they're not one of those that come between, they can go to both workshops. Sometimes they were like, well, can I come back again? Well, no, we're trying to reach as many teachers as we can. So we try to, only let them attend one time because we want other teachers and resources in other schools. But they're so excited. That's their immediate, like, well, I need to come back. Like, it is a true fun professional development. They're like, it's so unique to go to a professional development and be ready to use that activity the next week in class. You don't have to try to figure out where am I going to fit this in. They immediately know. So,
and AASHTO keeps updating the modules and to meet the standards too.
They
right?
do. So yes, they've added different track modules over time, and so there have been teachers who've come back to say, oh, I want this module now. That's
kind of add it to their toolbox.
Right.
Yeah, you say fun professional development. I'm married to a teacher, and those words don't usually go together. But yeah, it
does
is.
here.
It's a blast. In fact, some of her coworkers at her current school were at the last training, and they have all these things at their school, and it's awesome.
That's great.
Now, outside of this specific program, LTRC recently had the opportunity to do something else really cool for teachers around the state, thanks to the generous support of one of our industry partners, Bentley Systems. Can you tell us a little bit about how the Bentley grant is resourcing teachers across the state?
Yes. So one of our partners, not only at LTRC with Bentley, but also through AASHTO, Mo Harmon worked for Bentley, and he was a great champion for this program. He wanted to help students get resources. Teachers have resources in their classroom. He left a legacy in helping Louisiana teachers, and one of the last things we benefited for, he was able to help us with a grant from Bentley System to help our teachers in Louisiana. So we were able to give a $500 grant to 15 teachers from Bossier, Lake Charles, Hammond, and all in between. We were able to give 15 teachers $500 to use in their STEM classes to aid in enhancing their STEM program. Next fall, we'll also have the opportunity for 15 more teachers.
That's awesome. I've been hearing from a lot of these teachers as a part of our Technology Today newsletter. We're doing a feature on some of the impacts in the classrooms, and it's amazing to see the creativity and just the breadth of impact. And so, I mean, what a cool thing to be able to be a part of.
For sure. Yeah. So if some teachers or school administrators might be listening to this episode and they're interested in learning more about the AASHTO STEM Outreach Solutions, or any of these other projects LTRC is working on in the education realm, how can they get more information?
The best place to find information is on the LTRC website. We have a tab that says Education Outreach Programs, and it will connect them to Stacy Wilton, who is our program manager for these efforts. They can contact her, myself, we can give them information, but we often update that website with new workshop information. That's also where they posted stuff about the grant. Our social media platforms also push out anytime we have announcements about workshops and all of these educational outreach programs.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Rebecca, for being here today to tell us how LTRC is training and resourcing teachers for transportation and STEM education in classrooms all over the state. Before we go, we do want to have just a little bit of fun with you. We've prepared a few final lightning round questions, dramatic music. Don't think too hard about these, Garrett. You want to take it away?
Sure. Start off, if you could only cook one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Spaghetti and meatballs.
Any specialty in the recipe or?
No,
Okay, so let me ask you this. Now, you're a true Italian, right?
I am.
Sugar in your spaghetti sauce or no?
Absolutely. It's got to be sweet
Yeah,
sauce.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
All right. What is one of your favorite hobbies or pastimes outside of work other than baseball?
Any sport that a niece or nephew is playing. I mean, so that is now tennis, softball,
tennis.
basketball, football, and baseball.
Wow. Name it.
Learning all the things. And you're like the designated photographer.
I do like to take pictures of them in action for sure.
The reason I said not baseball is because the last question is about baseball.
Okay.
If you were an LSU baseball player, what would you choose as your walk-up song?
Oh, that's not fair. I really don't know.
What genre would you choose?
I don't know. I like ones that like get the crowd involved with
yeah.
a good beat to where
Yeah.
like they're either clapping or dancing along, but
Okay.
I'm not a music aficionado to know.
So can you name some players that have had songs that you do like, or is that still too broad?
Oh, that's too broad.
Just anything
Antoine
that gets...
Duplantis had one while he was in school that I really liked every time. Like that one stood out.
Okay.
All right. So anything that gets the crowd hyped.
Yes.
Okay.
That works.
Very good.
It doesn't have to be the lyric, but it's got to be the beat.
Okay,
Yep.
That's it. Well, thank you again, Rebecca, for joining us as our special guest on this episode. We always enjoy getting to spend a few minutes talking with our great LTRC team members. So we're going to take a quick break before we close out today's episode. Well, that's a wrap on episode 9 of The Driving Force, presented by the Louisiana Transportation Research Center. You can learn more about what's happening at LTRC on a daily basis by visiting us online at ltrc.lsu.edu or on social media through Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We encourage you to like, follow, and subscribe to our channels on each of these platforms. Well, we are in for a treat on our next episode as we welcome 3 members of LTRC's materials training team, Patrick Frazier, Hannah Boggs, and Will Ritter. I anticipate there will not be a dull moment in our conversation with this trio. Until then, we are your hosts, Garrett Wheat and Todd Blunt, and we say thank you so much again for joining us today. Drive safely out there.